Hello, children. Here's your chapter, whatever it is, 3, I think, test. Systems. It's been the greatest chapter ever, isn't it? Okay, here's what we want to do. 1 and 2, you're going to solve these by graphing. All you got to do is plot the lines, and wherever they intersect, that's our solution. Make sure you identify the M and the B for each one of these. And number 1, it's all great and warm and fuzzy. Both of these are in slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. So it's all set up for you. Just identify and graph your lines. Number 2, this equation is okay. It's in slope-intercept form. However, this one here is not. Okay, and one thing I would caution you about is the fact that on this one that is not, put a 1 in front of that x. Now get the x, or get the y by himself. Okay? And again, when you're done, identify your M and your B and graph them. Wherever they cross, that is our solution that we are looking for. In questions 3, well, let's just talk about 3. Okay, we want to do substitution, which is not too bad because if you notice here, we have this portion is all alone, okay? So you're going to want to plug it in for the y right there. So you're going to say 2x minus 3 times this chunk equals negative 11. So now you can solve for x, and then plug it back in up here once you get x, work this all out, and you'll have your y. Make sure you write your answers in an ordered pair. Right, Mrs. Tressa? Yeah, she's giving me a thumbs up and a dirty look. Because we need to, on all of these, make sure they're in an ordered pair. That is our solution. That's how we want it to look. So that was number 3. Let's talk about 4. Hope nobody's getting seasick. This one we can do by elimination. Okay, now if I'm going to eliminate here, I'm going to take a look at my x's. Okay, opposite signs. We could multiply through by a 2. Or, same number, but both of the same sign. Well, here's what I would do. I would multiply this whole thing by a negative 1. Basically just change everybody's signs. Get rid of those y's. Solve for x, then plug it back in and solve for y. If you have questions, need something, let me know. Okay, over here. On these 5 and 6, we're allowed to solve these any way you want. So I'm going to kind of maybe give you an idea of what I would do. She gives you a graph over here. That's just if you want to do it by graphing. So me, on this one, I would probably do it by graphing. Okay? It's just kind of what I have in my gut feeling. So get both of these, if you want to do it my way, into y equals mx plus b form, okay? And then you just want to graph each of them like you did on numbers 1 and 2. Number 6, I would personally do elimination, and I would multiply the top equation by a negative 2. Okay? Multiply that whole top one by a negative 2. See where that gets you. Down here, multiple choice. Circle the best answer. Okay, the best answer, that's a key. When you take state tests and stuff like that, you may have more than one right answer, but you got to pick the one that's the best. For bonus, you can find the number of long sleeve and short sleeve t-shirts at the concert. So long sleeve and short sleeve t-shirts can be purchased at a concert. A long sleeve tee is $25. Man, that seems like a lot. And a short sleeve is $15. During the concert, t-shirt vendors collect $8,415 from a sale of 441 shirts. Which system of equations would we use to figure out how many t-shirts are sold? Okay? So which one of these do you think you would want to use? Now, here's one thing I'm going to probably help you out with. If we're talking about totals, do you think I would subtract it all? Probably not. I'd probably say C is out right away. Okay. And I'm also going to help you out in the fact that I would say let long sleeve shirts be X and short sleeve be Y. If you're wanting to figure out for the bonus, which I highly encourage you. If you think you know which one of these, A, B, or D, it is, solve it. Just like you've been doing on all these other problems up here. So what if the numbers are a little big? You got a calculator. Get that bonus question. Number 8 and 9. Now we're dealing with 3 points. The first one here in number 8, they just said sketch the equation on a graph. So we need to know the x, y, and z. So basically, remember, you're going to plug in a 0 for x and z and solve for x, or for y and z. So basically you're going to say 2x equals 10. And then you got to find the y, so you're going to plug a 0 in for x and a 0 in for z. And you're basically going to say negative 5y equals 10. And then lastly, you're going to plug in a 0 for x and y, but not the z. Well, there's a tough equation to solve. Z equals 10. Okay? And then plot all three of those on the graph. Okay? Plot them all on the graph over here. And make sure you connect the 3 points. Okay? And just to help you remember, this is the z going up and down. This is the x going diagonal. This is the y going left and right. Make sure you're paying attention to positive and negatives. Positive z's, negative z's. Positive x, negative x. Positive y's, negative y's. Number 9, we want to tell us if this ordered triple, if these numbers are solutions. So you're going to plug them in for x, y, and z. If you get the same number on the left as you do on the right, then it's a solution. But if it's wrong for just one of these, if it doesn't come out equal, then this is not a solution. Last 2. You're going to solve these by using any method you want. You know, we did these in class. Okay, this one I'd start with the y, find y, then plug it in here, solve for z. Then you're going to have y and z, plug them in, solve for x. Down here, take a look. Those two guys, let me zoom in here just a little bit. These two guys are pretty equal. They're different. Get rid of the z's. Then combine these two. And again, get rid of the z's. So you're going to have 2 equations with x's and y's. Multiply something through to get rid of them. Okay? This one's pretty easy, and we worked on this on the board, so I think you'll be okay. If you have questions, if you're not sure what I meant by something, please come and ask me. Otherwise, have a great rest of the day. God bless.